Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Oh, nice day today. Had the clouds there this morning, back to sunshine this afternoon. But if you noticed, if you were outside, even though it's been breezy, it was breezy all weekend, right? The grass pollen was just through the sky. I certainly felt it. But it has been cooler today. Temperatures have been hovering in the low 70s as opposed to the low 80s where we sat at for most of last week and pretty much most of the month. And in fact, as I tweeted out a little earlier, about an hour or so ago, we were at 72. We've now gone to 73. That ties the coolest temperature that we've seen since May 31st, in about 10 days. We sat in the 80s for a good portion of the week. Let's go outside to the visual satellite and show you what we've got. A couple of things going on right now. We've got sort of a crisscross of weather. We've got an upper level low that's bringing in some thunderstorms here south of Boise into the southeastern sliver of the state. And again, those are too far away from us. They won't have any impact on our forecast. Meanwhile, we've got winds starting to push out of the north to south. That's an indication the low starting to get a little closer to us. Now, again, still clear skies out there. And if I zoom out, show you where the center of that low is. It's out towards Vancouver Island. So we're not going to see much with that, but it will continue to sort of ooze southward and eventually have a little more impact on our weather. But pretty interesting this afternoon. There's that low. You can see Reno looking at some real severe thunderstorms, about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain per hour with some of these heavy downpours. And you can see a nice line start to erupt as it just gets across the border, moving around Rome and then south of Burns again. Pretty sparse out there in the southeastern end of the state, so shouldn't have much of an impact. And certainly if you're headed anywhere around town here, we'll be just fine. So here's the current temperatures outside right now. Pleasant up in Corvallis as Stephen and Grace out there getting ready. Beavs taking on Kansas State, trying to punch their ticket to Omaha for the College World Series. 77 in Bend, 70 in Lapine. We're at 55 on top of Odell Lake, 69 in Cottage Grove, 76 in Roseburg, and upper 50s to low 60s out towards the coast. So here's what we've got now. The difference is Saturday's game, we were talking 80s when they started, pretty toasty. Tonight, I think the temperature is going to fall pretty fast. So you may want to make sure that you've maybe got that light jacket, or, you know, if you wanted to take the blanket, just kind of throw it over your legs as you're out there for the late innings. It'll cool down pretty quickly tonight. Now, here's the transition as we get in towards Tuesday and midweek. Here's our low, and this will start to slide southward. As it does, you can see the cooler air that's going to slide south with the jet stream with it. That's going to increase the clouds, especially out at the coast, and push the marine layer back inland for the next couple mornings, too. Now, that low will eventually swing overhead, so there's a chance, and it's just a chance, that we could get a few showers probably Wednesday night at the coast, and then possibly looking at some sparsely isolated ones Thursday inland valleys. Better chances for that, again, will be at the coast, and then I think as we get into the western side of the Cascades. But for fans that have been tired of all the 80s and you want some cooler weather, we're going to see highs below 70s over 70, under 70, I should say, over the next couple of days. But into the weekend, though, looks like we'll start to warm things up and could start to pull in a chance for a few thunderstorms this weekend, too. Now, I'll explain that scenario coming up later on this week as we get into it. So partly sunny at the coast for tomorrow. We've got a good-looking day overall. We'll be around 60 to 62 degrees. Northwest winds around 5 to 10. 7-day forecast shows the clouds really starting to impact things Wednesday, Thursday. That's where we could see some drizzle, maybe a few light showers moving through. Then Friday and into the weekend, we're pretty much drying out once again. In the Umpqua Basin, starting off foggy in the morning, we'll get back to mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. A very pleasant low 70s for pretty much the next 3 to 4 days. And then we'll warm up, but you don't see things getting out of control. We'll go upper 70s as we get towards Saturday and Sunday. In the Cascades, morning fog, sunny skies by the afternoon, freezing levels. A dramatic change. They're about half of what they were late last week. We were at 16,000 feet. They're down to 8,000 feet, but, you know, it'll stay fairly dry, so there's no problems with any snow going up in the mountains today or tomorrow, for that matter. Bend and Redmond, sunny and breezy. Wind gusts around 20 to 25 miles an hour from the northwest. And we could pull in some thunderstorms out into central Oregon by this weekend as well. And then otherwise, for us here in the valley, we've got a fairly good-looking day as well. See the temperatures for tomorrow sitting right around 66 to 67, 68 degrees. So going from the mid-80s, guys, and low 80s, which is well above where we should be this time of year, crashing down into the 60s, which is below where we should be this time of year. Nice to get a couple of cool days, and then we'll slow the column, moderate things, get back to the mid-70s as we head into the weekend. Rain chances-wise, maybe Thursday, that's about it. I don't think it's going to be much.
And we were just in California.
It was like 9 million degrees.
And I love it, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, back to the
Big
colder.
contrast.
Yes, but the key, hopefully got the fingers crossed for that rain on Thursday. That will be nice.
It would be nice to just get things washed off a bit
Yes,
around here, a
for
little
sure.
dry.
Thanks, Justin.
You bet.